Hi, and welcome. Today we are going to be talking about what to do if you find yourself in a position where you need to short sell your home. Melissa, why don't you walk us through the first steps in the process if you found yourself in a position needing to short sell your home?
I think the first thing I would do if I was in that situation is I would contact my tax advisor, somebody who is trained to do taxes, and make sure that if I do short sale my home, I'm not going to have tax obligations. That is a very scary part of this process. I don't think it's explained well.
Well, and why would you have tax obligations?
Well, the bank is going to send you what's called I believe it's a 1099-B, which is a loss of income for them. And unfortunately, if it's an investment property, the tax obligation, it shows up as ordinary income. So could be a lot.
So what you're saying is if you had a $500,000 loan on the house and you sold it and they were only able to pay off $400,000, then that $100,000 you may be responsible for as income.
And it's ordinary income at whatever tax base you are, so it can be a significant amount of money that you would have to pay in the following tax year. The good news is that there was some reprieve from primary homes, and I believe it's till 2012. But that's why I say first thing you need to do is contact your tax accountant. If you're living in the home, chances are you don't have a tax obligation, but that's what you'd want to know from the accountant.
So after you contact your accountant, who should you contact next?
Well, I would say you contact a realtor like Christy and Melissa, somebody who's familiar with dealing in the short sale business. And I wouldn't say that we make it 100% of our business because, quite frankly, we like to spend a lot of time with our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very emotional position for a seller to be in because to them it feels embarrassing. There's a pride issue. Their neighbors are going to see their house going up. They're probably going to have this discussion with people that they can't afford to stay. I think that there's a real sadness about losing your home.
Right.
And of course it's difficult to find a rental. So there's a lot of factors that you need to look at, we need to look at when we deal with a seller. But the very next step is to talk to somebody who understands short sales, a real estate professional. I would say a tenured agent. You don't want to go with a brand new real estate agent because this is a longer process and you need to be pretty diligent.
And I would say, just to add to that, somebody who's pretty well organized, because this is a process that you have to follow up on day by day, week by week.
It really is, and it's not difficult. I don't think following up with them is difficult, but it is. You have to be extremely exact. If you're missing a date next to a line that says "add date," they will turn the whole packet around back to you, and it starts over again. So I agree with that. That's good advice. Well, once you get to the part where you meet with the agent, some of the things that an agent's going to need to see from you is your mortgage statement. So go ahead and get that together. You're going to need to present a short sale package to the bank. And I know that there's some teaching out there that you can get these short sales approved prior to listing them.
And the fact is you can get the package together, and that would be good, is to go ahead and get the package together while you're in the process of getting your home ready to list. But ultimately, the acceptance of a short sale is based on a contract.
It is, and we have gotten them approved. Funny enough, one of the ones we just closed was approved after the contract was already accepted. So it took 6 months for them to approve the short sale, and we had already gotten the short sale approved. By the time they approved us for a short sale, it was one hand not talking to the next. So we recommend go ahead, get it on the market. Now,
Find your buyer.
Yes, and one important part here, which I find it very sad that agents will do this, but it is a marketing technique, and you're not going to hear me spew fear like some other real estate agents that like to broadcast on the internet. I'm not that agent, but I am telling you, beware of real estate agents that grossly underprice your house.
What's going to happen?
Well, first off, they're going to get a ton of calls. What happens to those calls? They convert to buyers. If they never sell your home, well, they got 15, 20 calls a week because they've grossly underpriced a house. The bank is going to ask, and I have document after document that shows that the bank wants between 7 and 15% of the appraised value. So if you don't meet there, they're going to reject your contract. It's going to have to start all over. Probably about this time the foreclosure notices are going to be sent out. And I'm not spewing fear, I'm just telling the facts as they are. Price the house as aggressively as you can because the bank is going to want as much money as they can.
So you would price the house within 10% of of the value that the homes around you are selling for.
And that's probably exactly what we would try to do, because buyers don't want to necessarily buy a short sale, so it has to be an aggressive price, but it can't be a bargain basement price or it won't get approved. Once you get to the part where you've listed the home, we do the same diligence to get your house looking as show ready as possible, because in a lot of ways it's exactly like selling your house. We try to find a buyer who wants to stick in this deal. My very first question is to the agent. In fact, it's funny, I interview the agent more than the contract. I want to know, are you willing to wait 6 months? Because a lot of times the real estate agents who represent the purchasers need the commission as bad as the buyers want the house. So you have two people who really aren't willing to wait or can't wait, and they haven't properly interviewed their clients. We've seen that, haven't we?
We have.
Once we get the process rolling, it's pretty much the same. Would you agree?
It's a waiting game. It's we follow up. As realtors, we follow up at least once a week, and we keep track of sometimes the bank will say, okay, we'll call us back on X day, and the file will be reviewed again, and so we will call them back on X day, find out what the new notes are in the file. Sometimes they want us to provide another piece of documentation. We work really hard to get that done. It's priority one. We stop what we're doing, get that done, get it sent off, and then go back to whatever it was we were doing.
Because that file's on his desk at that moment, right? And most short sale negotiators are working with 150 to 250 files at one time.
So imagine a file up here.
Yep,
and then you go to the bottom.
You do. So
you gotta wait for the file to come up to the top.
Now, once we get it closed, once we get the buyer and we get the approval, you won't see much of a difference. But we do want to help you with getting back on track. And we have people who can help repair credit and really counsel you on how to get back to where you can purchase again and restore your credit. And we also use our good reputation with the other realtors to help you find a rental, because we want to make this as full circle as possible for you as an agent. I don't know if you have anything else to add to that.
We do sadly we do understand as much as anyone can understand the pain that somebody else is going through in a difficult situation. We try to be sensitive to that. We know that you need to find somewhere else to live, and whether it's here or elsewhere, we're equipped to handle that. Whether it's a rental here or a rental out of the area, if you're being relocated for a job, we can help you with that as well.
And I think we've had very great success with getting people. I think every person we've sold a short sale to, we've mastered getting them in something else. And we don't take more than we can handle. I think that's the other great thing. We have sold all the short sales we have. We have one coming on the market, but we have the ability to take a few more short sales. So if you know somebody, and even if they already have an agent, they just want to talk to someone who's successfully closed their short sales,
give us a call. Have their agent give us a call.
Yeah, we're happy. We help other realtors too who are short selling their own house. It's not, we look at this as our way of giving back, and it's a very sensitive topic, and we understand that.
Well, and this is the way we're going to have to bring our market back, is to these short sales, and so we're going to cooperate with everybody and try to give everybody as much information as we can.
Well, and hopefully that this video finds you well, and that you can find a way to resolve your situation that does not involve having to short sell your home. And there are options which we can review with you too. But if indeed the options won't work, the modification won't work, the reduced payments ideas that we can throw out there don't work or haven't worked, and you need to short sell your home, we're here. We'll help you out.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you for joining us for the short sale sellers video, and we'll look forward to seeing you again in the future.